Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and today we're going to be reading an article called Forces and Collisions and looking to use our reading strategies to annotate all of the things that go through our mind as we read this article. Now, as you remember, these reading strategies are there to help us think deeply about what it is we're reading and help make connections to what we're reading so it can help us identify those bigger ideas a lot easier and understand the article a lot better. So, first and foremost, as we read, we know that we need to annotate. So, anytime we want to make a note of what we're thinking as we read, we know that we need to click and drag across any text that got us thinking in the first place and to hit note. When we hit note, it will automatically highlight whatever it is we're reading. And from here, we can look to use those different strategies to think deeply about what we're reading. And if you remember, those strategies are as follows. Number one, making connections. So we're connecting what we're reading to our lives and making connections in the text with different ideas. The second thing is asking deep and clarifying questions. So those questions that go beyond the who, what, where, when, why, and really help us to clarify our thinking, clarify what we're reading, and understand it deeper. Last but not least, we're looking to identify key phrases and ideas, things that help us to understand forces in a collision, because that's the focus of the article. Now, as we go through and we're reading, we're going to be looking to implement these strategies anytime they come up or to force ourselves to kind of pause and think about them. So, for example, let's say we're reading this first paragraph here. Say you're in a car driving down the highway at 60 miles per hour and splat. Your car hits a bug. It probably seems like all the force of that collision acted on the bug. Interesting. After all, the bug is splattered across your windshield, but you and your car probably didn't feel a change. However, not all collisions result in such different results. Part of being a good active reader is taking a moment to pause and ask yourself, do I have any questions? Can I make any connections? Is this a key idea or phrase? If we can pause and think about those sort of things, we can look to use them more and more. So maybe I highlight this section here about after all, the bug is splattered across your windshield, but you and your car probably didn't feel a change. However, not all collisions result in such different results. So, one of the questions I could look to ask is what sort of collisions happen in my day where I don't notice a very small force acting on me? That might be a great connection to your life. You can highlight this idea of collisions result in different results if you wanted to, and you can make a note about this. What kind of different results happen in collisions? That's a great clarifying question where you can think deeper about okay, if things collide, what would those different results be? And last but not least, we have those important key phrases or ideas. So it probably seems like all the force that uh, of that collision acted on the bug. This is probably a key idea or phrase as well that we can look to highlight, okay, to help us understand collisions and force. So I might highlight this, make a note, and say key phrase and idea with vocab. Notice that way I'm identifying all those big ideas. So notice as we're reading, we're going through, we're pausing and stopping ourselves and thinking, do I have questions? Can I make connections? Is this a key phrase or idea? So we can create strong annotations to really think deeply about what we're understanding and better know it. At this point, if you have any questions about how to make annotations, reach out and good luck.